Do you remember when I told you that I needed you because of all the psychology issues and how I felt like there would be a doctor that would be down here and would screw with me on that, and that I really needed your protection for that?
Go on. I mean,
You remember that? I was like, listen, I need you to be around in case they try to entrap me again. Well, anyways, I did the psychological evaluation that Ohio's been demanding from the place that they sent me to, the Banyan group, okay? And I got the psychological evaluation, and it came back good from Dr. Templeton. Okay, it said actually that I was in denial about my situation, and that the only thing that he saw would happen was that the psychologist wouldn't treat me for as long as they needed to, because I would think that I didn't have anything wrong with me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was his read, but I passed and no further testing was needed. Okay, so that meant the psychological was done. So Ohio calls me and says that wasn't the psychological. So I called my attorney in Ohio, Ray, and he said, send me the letter that says that they asked for the Banyan group. So I sent him the letter where FCCS went for the Banyan group, okay? And then I sent them the picture of Dr. Templeton's Psychology Today article where it says he specializes in psychological evaluations. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is just one more attempt.
It's difficult for me to understand. I don't know whether you on a speakerphone or something.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll take myself off speakerphone. So, anyways, I was like, this is just one more attempt for Ohio to like totally screw up my case on purpose, which is why I came to you in the first place and told you everything that's going on. Do you remember when my Ohio lawyer, Renell Nagel, called you and like threw me under the bus? Okay, well, guess what? So I speak to Ohio, and I am like demanding answers on the psychological evaluation and why they are not taking it when it is obvious that it is a psychological evaluation. And then I have video of the secretary of Banyan Group confirming, yeah, you paid $800 for the psychological evaluation from Dr. Templeton. Like, that's what we do all the time. I'm like, yeah, okay. So anyways, we got into this big war about it. Well, Ohio asked me for Dr. Braverman's Banyan Group's number on like 2 days ago, when I'm going in to meet Dr. Edwards to make sure, like, to get confirmation that's a psychological evaluation. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like one more, you know what I mean? And like have the notes and all that stuff, right? So I have trial on the 19th. Exactly. So this is right before the trial. And I've been seeing psychologists and psychiatrists for like months, and everything's been fine. Okay? Do you understand? Okay, so anyways, so I go in there, okay, and I see Dr. Edwards, okay. I mean, I just literally spoke with my other psychologist, Dr. Rayo, or Mr. Rayo, the day before, okay. So I walk into Dr. Edwards' office, Banyan Group, and I know that Ohio's called them because they asked me for the number that day to discuss whether it was a psychological evaluation or not, because I called the ombudsman just absolutely like coming undone because they still won't let me talk to my kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't even been able to speak to her, and the psychological evaluation that they told me to go to was like the one thing that they had left to keep me from talking to her, okay? So, anyways, I know she was on the phone talking to them, okay? Just like my lawyer in Ohio was on the phone talking to you. And whatever the hell they said, I walk in seeing this guy, never met him before in my life, Dr. Edwards. I like telling the same story that I've been talking about to my psychologist and my psychiatrist, Dr. Sahadio, for like, I don't know, months. Do you know what I mean? Okay, he asked me if I'm suicidal or homicidal over 6 times, okay, trying to entrap me into Baker acting me. Never even met the guy. Told him I had a new place, told him I had a new job. Like, it was nothing that he ever should be saying to me, especially not 6 times. And he was like actually like screaming it at me, right? I'm like, what the hell, right? So then I asked him about the psychological evaluation. And remember, I had this guy, Dr. Templeton, signing off on the psychological evaluation saying no further testing is needed. Do you know what I mean? That means it's done. Okay? Exactly. So so he signed off on it, and I say to Dr. Edwards, I said, so what happened with the psychological evaluation? You know what I mean? And Dr. Edwards was like, don't worry, we'll get it done. Well, guess what, Mr. Braverman? They don't have he doesn't have the authority to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's Dr. Templeton's job. What do you mean we'll get it done? Why are you lying to me? Okay? So I walked out of there extremely upset. Okay? Okay? And I texted him and I said, listen, I said, I know Ohio called you. I said, I don't know what they said to you. I said, but I know that they did something. I said, because I've been seeing psychologists and psychiatrists and telling them the same thing, like over and over and over again, and not one of them has asked me if I'm suicidal or homicidal. I'm like, and I saw your partner, Dr. Templeton, and he said I was in denial about my problems. I'm like, so you like saying that I'm suicidal and homicidal? It's making absolutely no sense to me. And I know who you talk to, and you saying that the psychological evaluation that Dr. Templeton lied to me, and that the secretary lied to me about what I was paying for. I'm like, listen, I'm like, it's malpractice. I'm like, it's deliberate interference in my custody case. It's keeping me from talking to my kid. It is so what a scumbag thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I started just like flipping out on that guy, okay? And guess what? Okay? Guess how they reacted? They made it so that I can't phone into them anymore. Like, they didn't call me crazy. Oh no, you know what he did? He did text me one time, and he said, after I accused him of being involved and doing that on purpose and lying to me and all that stuff, he goes, he once again threatened to Baker Act me. And I said, you know what? I said, why don't you come over here and do it? I said, you're a doctor. I said, come over here. I said, I will show every text and everything. I'm like, if you so think that, I'm like, then you do it right now. I said, but you better know that I'm hanging out with my friend, just sitting here doing tiddlywinks, okay? And I told him everything too. And he didn't say one more word to me. And I need you to call them and say what's going on with the psychological evaluation and what happened and what did Ohio say to you. Okay, well, that was for $5,000 for you to not do anything with Ohio. Okay? This is a different situation. This is Florida. Okay? And this is dealing with a psychologist.
Appointment to see me, and I'll see you. I may be in the Boynton Beach office Tuesday. I'm not sure.
Okay, so you'll be in the Boynton Beach office on Tuesday. Okay, yeah, we have to meet.
I'm not sure.
You have to call the Banyan group, and you have to be like, listen, I know Ohio called you, and I know they said negative, nasty things to you because I know exactly what they're up to because they called me. And be real, and that was a psychological evaluation, so why are you saying it's not? I've seen it, and that you've signed off on it. That means it's done. And do you want to get sued for malpractice? You know what I mean? So what time do you think you'll be in the office on Tuesday?
I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to call. I don't have my schedule in front of me right now.
All right, hon. Well, I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I warned you would happen. That's why I was like, I need you. But you're like, I can't do anything because it's Ohio. Well, listen, what I told you that I was most fearful of, they tried it on me, okay? And now I want the psychological evaluation because it was good, and I want Dr. Edwards dealt with because he threw me under the bus on purpose very unethically. I mean, you want to talk about ethics? You want to talk about a guy that has no ethics, okay, that shouldn't be practicing, is Dr. Edwards, okay?
Okay, Doctor, how did they want to Dr. Edwards is here in Florida, I assume?
Yeah, he's at the Banyan Group. He's Dr. Templeton's associate. Yeah, he's the one that did all the lying and the entrapping. Yes.
Okay, well, we can try to sit down and talk about it.
I really, 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 really appreciate this, Mr. Braverman. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, hon, thanks. Have a great weekend. Okay, bye-bye.